Hey there, fooders! So Thanksgiving is only 4 days away, and if you are hosting a party like I am, your time can definitely get away from you like I know it has before for me. Sometimes you'll come to Wednesday and you will still have a frozen solid turkey that needs to be thawed by Thursday, and that is just not going to happen. So we are going to show you how to make a frozen solid turkey into the most moist and juicy turkey you've ever had. Let's get in the kitchen and see how that's done. So we're going to start by taking our frozen solid turkey and we're going to place it onto a roasting rack inside of a roasting pan. We're going to cook it at 325 degrees for 2 hours. Once our 2 hours are almost up, we're going to take a half stick of butter and we're going to add some poultry seasoning and a little bit of garlic powder, and then we are going to put it into the microwave and melt it down. Now after 2 hours, your turkey will look like this. It's not even close to done. It's just going to be a little bit more thawed out to where you can take the bag of giblets and the neck out now. And if you can't get that out, just put it back in the oven for another 30-minute increments until you can finally get that out. So we are going to brush our butter mixture all over the outside of the bird. Then we're just going to take our wings and we're going to tuck them underneath the body of the bird. Now this is just going to protect the wings from burning. And then we're just going to place it back into our oven for another hour and a half or so until the internal cavity has no more frozen pieces. Then we're just going to take one yellow onion and we're going to roughly chop it into wedges. And then we're going to take 2 stalks of celery and we're going to cut those roughly into about 3-inch pieces. And then we're going to fill up the body cavity with our onions and our celery, and then we're going to add in a couple sprigs of thyme. You could also add in some sage if you'd like. That would be a nice addition. Then we're just going to brush a little bit of the drippings onto the turkey, and then we're going to throw it back into the oven for another 2 hours or so. Now you'll want to temp this out a few different times, but what you're looking for is 165 degrees in the thickest part of the breast. So if you've been counting, this is about 5.5 hours at 325 degrees, but this is a 14-pound bird. So if you go with a smaller bird, you will have a little bit less time, and a bigger bird will have a little bit more time. Then we're just going to remove this from our roasting pan and we're going to pour the liquid off into a bowl. So now we're going to move on to the roux for our gravy. So we're going to let this sit for a couple minutes so that it can separate. The fat will move to the top and the liquid will move to the bottom. We're going to take 1 ladleful, I know I did 2, but we only want 1 ladleful of our grease. And then we're going to add in a couple tablespoons of butter, and then we're going to add in an equal amount of flour to how much grease that we have. We're just going to cook that for a minute or 2 until it comes together and starts bubbling. Then you just want to skim off the rest of the fat, and then we're going to take the drippings that are underneath the fat, and we're going to add those to our gravy. Now there's just a couple tricks to making a really good gravy. You want to make sure that you continuously whisk to make sure that there's no lumps in there. And then you're also going to want to wait until it boils to know how thick it's going to be before you add more liquid. Now we're a little bit thick, so we're going to add a little bit of chicken broth and then just continuously add a little bit as you go until you get the right thickness. And then just salt and pepper it to taste, and that is all you have for your gravy. It is super easy, and it has that perfect roast turkey flavor that you're looking for because it's from the roasted turkey. Then we're going to move on to carving our turkey. We're going to start with the legs and thighs, and then we're going to move on to the wings, and then we're going to take the breasts apart from the backbone, and this part right here, just on the back side of the back, is the oyster, and it is the most perfect nugget on the entire bird. Then we're going to take our turkey breast and we're going to disattach it from the rib cage, and we're going to slice it into thin slices. Now you also could carve the dark meat into little strips as well and just remove it from the bone. It just takes a little bit more time, and sometimes people like the whole leg, so I like to keep them attached. Look at how juicy that is. and we didn't thaw it at all. It is just straight from frozen. Takes a little bit longer, but not nearly as long as having to thaw it and then cook it. And there you have it, guys. This Thanksgiving recipe goes perfectly with all the other Thanksgiving recipes that we've made for you so far. And if you make them all, you will have a perfect Thanksgiving dinner that nobody can complain about. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed this recipe. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Happy Thanksgiving! See you guys next time.